So it looks like Fulham just missed out on the FA Cup final due to Crystal Palace defeat.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
A team that's been trying to push for European football this season under Marco Silva can now prove to be harder now with that massive defeat in the semi-final.
You can say that again.
Hence why I've been brought in to help out Marco Silva to achieve his goal and take Fulham all the way to the top of football. And that is exactly what we're trying to achieve with Marco Silva taking over Fulham as his assistant manager. Could be a thrill to watch indeed. Doing pretty well in the league, I must say, for Fulham. As you can see, 8th in the league, looking for potentially European football as it potentially stands, but we're looking for maybe the top 6. I think if we can get there, then obviously, of course, we have got some European competition. Of course, we have come in straight after that defeat to Crystal Palace in the semi-final, but just before that, a 2-0 win at home to Crystal Palace. You can see that we've been doing pretty well with Fulham. Well, Marco Silva has indeed. And now looking at the team here, the team's actually not too bad. But this is why it's so impressive for Marco Silva, because it's not the most highest rated team, and it's not the most, well, no offense to Fulham, but nothing magical. Let's just say that right there. With a very old striker in Jimenez who's still banging in goals. Smith Rowe here kind of was a bit of a reject here, a little bit of Arsenal, but has come into Fulham and has turned into an absolute baller for him. Traore as well, not too bad this season, or will be. But the main man has got to go to Robertson this season. 10 assists this season so far to his name. An unbelievable left back indeed for Fulham this season. However, with some talks with Marco Silva, I've convinced him to go for the 4-2-3-1, as it's probably the most generic, decent formation on this game that can get you results. And also, as you can see as well, there's less minuses indeed. Iwobi has got the warning sign there, but I believe with his stats, he could definitely get converted to a cam. But Smith throws minus goal. Piero goes into the starting line over Traore because he's younger and also has got a bit more potential. The rest of the team, though, stays the same. Obviously, we have taken this team near the end of the season, so unfortunately, we cannot suggest any new signings within the team, as we have got 48 million to play with. But what we can do, ladies and gentlemen, is have a look at the tactical presence as well. And now I'm thinking, in terms of our wingers, it's looking pretty decent, but there's not much pace there except from Traore. So I feel like we're going to go for the tiki-taka approaches, because really, bolster up the midfield, and also Smith will be Andre Piera being more technical players on the ball. I think it suits them a lot more better. And as you can see, we're just getting the last couple of individuals here. I know that's got a 4-star, but we need more coaches on the defence here. I'm not too worried about these roles in the midfield and defence, because that's probably where our strongest route is, right there within the team. To really now to just finish off this midway of season 1, we're going to have to check the objectives, and of course, nothing is massively here. Finishing the Europa League spot this season, reached the semi-finals. Also, we have done that, but obviously, of course, like I've said numerous times already in this video and the intro, we got knocked out to Crystal Palace. Continental, of course, nothing. Youth development, no objective there, so we don't have to do that deal. Brand spend none, and financially none, so absolutely fine there. Hopefully, we can get Europa League spot. That would be fantastic. Or any other European competition, even Conference League, would be good for Fulham this season. All that's left to do, ladies and gentlemen, is really to simmer to the end of the season, so when we get into season 2, we know where our bearings are if we have got European competition, and we can really advise Marco Silva on making some crucial signings to improve Fulham to bring them to the next level. So here we have the end of the season has arrived, unless we've got Brentford away. It has ended as a draw. We'll take that there, quite even sides in my opinion, so not too shabby there, but it looks like we have got Manchester City at home, which is a game you really don't want to be playing the last game of the season against, to be fair. We've beaten Everton there and lost to Aston Villa on the 3rd as well. Where we come in the league, it looks like we're 7th at the moment, so anything could be up for grabs. Ideally, if we could pick the result against an okay City this season, but nothing to up to their standards at Craven Cottage, and we just miss out at Kanji. I mean, a draw would have been perfect, to be quite honest with you, but I don't think it's gone our way realistically for European competition. We've come 7th, so it might be a season where we do actually get European competition. I believe we have got it. We got a Conference League, which I will take. Let's have a look at the domestic success, because it obviously has said there European spot. It might be, I'm not too sure. It all depends on the FA Cup, I do believe. We'll have to wait until the next season to confirm it, but other than that, Not a bad season indeed. Let's have a look at the outstanding players this season as me as assistant manager. And let's say Jimenez and Muniz, both strikers, pitting over the tallies there. It looks like Iwobi's not done too bad in the camera on the left hand side. Still taking a good couple of weeks to get rid of him here in terms of actually going to a Cambro. Getting rid of the left mid into a cam. Could be a bit of a hard one here. We have got King here who's got a bit of potential about him, so we might be able to look at him for new next season. Get him playing, or maybe a nice little loan spell. Other than that though, Iwobi is taking a little bit longer than expected. When I did play it, it was like 40 weeks, so it must have been a bit of bad form near the end of the season to push it back up there, which is a bit annoying. Smith Rowe's done okay, to be fair. Not too shabby. Has he got the same amount of assists? Yes, he has in Robertson. So not too bad for the team here. It could be a lot better, but like I said, that's why being brought in. So kind of get with the finishing edge here, and I feel like we have done that. Maybe could have been a little bit better, but it is what it is. However though, we're here now. Season 2 is where we really can rebuild it with Marco Silva. Let's get into it. So with season 1 out the way, with Marco Silva finishing in the top flight in the Premier League, we have officially secured. It's a bit unaware of it because also the FA Cup, but I can confirm we have hit our objective and we have got Europa League, where the board want us to actually reach the final, which we probably could do potentially, but there is some good teams in there, to be fair. So we have to be building this team quite successfully and strongly indeed. Premier League though, finished mid-table pretty much last season. Reached a round of 16. Obviously, we did that last season. Actually, got one step over, got to semi-finals. Within 2 seasons, finished in the Europa League spot within 2 seasons. I mean, we could definitely do that. Youth development here, some 3 defenders assigned a defender position. Obviously, there is a bit of a technical glitch on this game where well, it just doesn't really work. When you take over it on the live starting points, it won't let you actually do the youth academy, so we won't be able to do that there. But going on to our next topic, we have got 94 million to play with, which is very nice. And as you can see, I've simulated all the way to the first game of the season, and the reason why we've got a little bit more money than we normally do, if I go over to the actual transfer history, we can talk about some sales in the club. Start off with Harry Wilson, a decent player indeed, but considering Adama Traore, he's stronger, he's pacier, pretty much near the same age and had a better season. We want to potentially upgrade that row, drop him to a reserve, and then get someone brand new. Hence why I'm going to get rid of this guy to get a little bit more money within the team. An offer came in, I accepted it. I, as a DRP here, also actually wanted to leave in the end. Wasn't probably happy with the amount of game time he got in the end, which is a bit weird because he actually got some, but he wanted to leave, so he's actually gone to Brighton. Bit of a ratty move right there. Joshua King, we did say we wanted to loan him out for a season, so hopefully when he comes back, he'll be around the mid-70s. That'd be ideal. And the same with Luke Harris. A good loan spell, I think, for him to Ipswich will be fantastic indeed. Now, looking at the team now, I mean, it's a good team, but we have resorted back to the 4-2-3-1. Bit more wider, so we obviously it helps out. It will be, because we did see it takes a little bit longer to confirm into account, so we actually just did his natural position in the left mid. Same with Traore and Smith Rowe in camp. We have unfortunately lost our main man, Raul Jimenez. He has retired in the last season, so let's say Muniz is going to be the striker this season. I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt. We could upgrade it, but I think considering the goals he scored last season, I think it's time to really give him an actual game and actual season as the first team striker. Going with the rest of the team now though, we've got the likes of Lucas, Berge, Bassi, Anson, but if you all kind of see any similarities with them, they are quite old. We need to find players who are a bit more younger that can grow up to be megastars and take Fulham to the next level. I'm looking at maybe a DM, a centre back, a right back, maybe a right mid, and probably a goalkeeper as well, as Leno isn't going to get any younger at the age of 33. And I think with the actual budget we have got, we could definitely do that within the team. The question is now though, who are we going to get in for season 2 in our first official season with Marco Silva? So for our first sign, ladies and gentlemen, we thought we'd decide to upgrade at the right mid row, and massively indeed. Could be the biggest signing of this window. It goes to Giovanni Guenda here from Sporting, the Portuguese right mid sensation at the age of 18 at the over 78. We only paid 25 million, which I think is an absolute steal to get a player of this quality who has got a massive bit of potential about him in real life. Bit of a step up for him to come into the Premier League, but as our new number 7, Guenda could turn out to be an absolute megastar for us in the near future. What a bargain for 25 mil. Now into our second signing, and it's going to upgrade the right back row because we need someone, like I said, a bit younger there. So who have we gone for here? He's actually gone to Real Madrid in this career mode, but we have signed him for Fulham in Martin Fernandez here, the age of 19, over 76. We only paid 3 million with him, with a swap deal with Kenny Tay. Also, we've got Castine as a rotation row now, the right back row. And Kenny Tete isn't really going to make the cut, I feel like. Probably could have, but considering we're swapping in for this individual, who's a lot longer and a bit of potential about him, it's a win-win situation on the swap deal. On to our next individual, and again, it's another big move, and we're going to go to Club Brugge for Arden Yashar here, the Swiss CDM. At the age of 23, overall of 80, we was able to pay 22 million. Unfortunately, with a swap deal with Lukic. A bit of an upgrade here, a younger talent as well, and that's what we need to do. We need to make some harsh decisions with Marco Silva, and I advised him to bring an individual like this, who's been brilliant for Club Brugge, but now, with the overall he's at, it's time for a real challenge as our new number 8. So he's going to be in the midfield, next to Charles de Berge. Could be a really good link-up, could be frightening, but what a player to get in the Premier League for his debut season with Fulham. And our last and the final signing for Season 2 goes to a goalkeeper in James Trafford here. Yes, we're going to bring in an English goalkeeper. At the age of 22, 77 overall, we paid 14.5 million for him. And I'm just thinking, considering we've done business with Burnley already this season with Harry Wilson, it's about time we snatch one of their individuals and a top talent in their goalkeeper in James Trafford. Hence why he's going to come in as our new goalkeeper for Fulham. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap up this team. We've got some more additional signings here. Inquenda here, Shuri here. I mean, it's a good team. It's looking very strong now. We've got Fernandes and Trafford now. Some younger players within the team. It's looking like a team now that could grow eventually into a world-class team, maybe in the next season or 2, or maybe 3 seasons, how long we do go on with this rebuild. It's looking very tasty indeed. I'm just going to quickly show you now the confirmed signings so you can see all their prices. So I think we've done very well here. I think we've done fantastic with the 4 new signings we've brought in, but is it going to make a difference and maybe get a little bit higher than maybe 7th last season, or maybe stay there? I wouldn't mind staying there for another season, to be quite honest with you, but I would like maybe a good FA Cup run again, and perhaps a good run in the Europa League. The only thing now to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to now simulate to the end of the season, but I'll have just quickly as well hired out a couple of coaches. We couldn't get any more 4 or 5 stars, so hence why I'm just going to save out for them, so maybe the next season, and hopefully get some players right there. But like I said, all to do now is to simulate to the end of the season, and let's see how me and Marco Silva do in Season 2. So here we are then, the end of the season has arrived, and it's going to be our first official signing. 3-all there. I mean, what a game. 4-3 for us, happy days. And looks like we're going to end with Man United, but our first official signing with Marco Silva. For our last game against Man United, let's just jump into it straight away. Look at the growth in the team. Fernandes, Quenda, Joshua in the midfield. Fantastic. Can we get the win at Craven Cottage though? And we do, with a 2-0 win. So our last 2 games, we come out victorious. Where does that leave us in the Premier League this season? We'll have to wait and see, because as you can see, on the 7th of May, we lost 4-2 to Port, which I presume is the actual semi-finals Europa League. And as you can see, we have come 7th, very close to getting 6th there for the last Super. Newcastle just edge it, who actually went on to win the Premier League. Then let's have a little gander, and it goes to Spurs, so not too bad. And it looks like Swansea got to a final. Fair play, Man United winning the trophy right there. Swansea beating Liverpool, that is fair play to Swansea. And oh, we got knocked out by Man United. The round of 16 we have achieved, but look at them games. I mean, 5-0 Liverpool, Wolves, Villa 4-3 at their own park at Chelsea, penalties, and then the Swansea as well. What a run they have had. Fair play to them right there. Carabao Cup, how we got on there. Aston Villa have won it, and how we obviously, of course, as we know, we did not. 1-0 just to Porto, and it looks like, to be fair, in the semi-finals we was leading, but at their home ground they just really turned it around, an aggregate of 5-4. With Man United winning the FA Cup though, that might put a spanner in the works for us to get European competition next season. I'll have to wait and see. Other than that though, let's have a look at the outstanding players of the season, and it goes to, wow, there's a lot of goals, I must say. Muniz, the guy we gave the chance to over obviously Raul Jimenez's retirement, has proven me wrong, and we took a gamble that paid off with him. Raul Muniz getting 26, 21 in the Premier League. Smith Rowe 21 in 12, probably player of the season. Quenda gone up phenomenal. I mean, look at the growth of on him. I think it was a 78. He's gone up massively now by +4, 17 and 6. Pierre with the rotational Cam's actually had a really good season, probably done better than some Cams in the actual Premier League this season as a starter. And high overall, it will be 16 and 7. Asherai here probably gone up the most by +6. Incredible for that DM. Fernandes though, 15 and 7 as a right back. I mean, I'm thinking about Smith being player of the season, but this guy could get it, to be honest. I mean, that is phenomenal. Probably the best right back in the league for us. Probably team of the season candidate right there. Burge with 12 and Robertson with 16. So both fullbacks really doing like the bits of like Liverpool back in the day with Robertson and Trent. Very good season indeed. I'm hoping we can get European competition for next season though, because of course Man United have thrown a spanner in the works. We'll have to wait and see. Without further ado though, I won't leave you in suspense. Let's get into season 3. So here we have the list of season 3 has arrived, and of course we are here now to make a little bit of a change up in the Premier League and football. We want to be trying maybe potentially now going for some trophies. Talking of trophies though, unfortunately, sadly, I was correct this time, not like I was in the previous season. Man United obviously winning the FA Cup has pushed us out of the actual European competition, which is a bit sad, but I don't see this as a negative. I see it as a positive, so now we can actually focus on more now the FA Cup, the Premier League, Carabao Cup, and any other trophies that fly our way. Brand exposure gets trigger 5 wins this season, should be absolutely fine for the team it is. Sell 2 players and sign 2 crucial players to replace them, finishing the season with any unspent transfer budget. Not going to massively do that, and that's going to go into my next topic now. If I go to the transfer hub and go to transfer history, I've only loaned out players. I don't think, and honestly, I don't think there's any player in this team that needs to be sold. We have got an offer there. Have a look at him, and there he is here. But we're going to reject that right there because we do not want to get rid of him just yet. And now looking at the team now, like I said, there's not much to be improved, but we want to take this to the next level. I think we need a new striker to compete with Muniz, maybe similar overall rating. Smith Rowe, obviously one of the players of the season last season. I think him Pierre is absolutely fine at the moment. I think, to be honest, I will be with the season he had. I think, of course, as you can see, with Willian retiring, he's probably going to need someone rotation or someone that can really give him a bit of competition throughout the season to continue to play pretty decent football. Other than that, we don't really massively need any other players, to be quite honest. We've got quite a small team, so maybe the odd 1 or 2 signings should be absolutely fine for us this season. Not as many as the other season, but with 74 million budget, I think we could definitely do that for Fulham in season 3. Now the first sign, ladies and gentlemen, is literally probably the best youngster I have found ever. And it's not even a real life player. It goes to an academy player who they've grown up in their own academy from Verona. The Belgian winger in Matthias Jacobs here. You'll be able to see him on your screen now. 16 years old at the overall 79, and we paid 40 million, sorry, for this individual. Potential to be special, could be the next Lamine Yamal, but Belgium. Now for our last and final signing, because we have spent the cash here, we've literally got nothing left. It goes to a striker in Jan Bonny here from Parma. The age of 22, the overall of 80. I did say we want to find a bit of competition for Muniz this season, and considering this guy is younger, if worse comes to worse, this guy can kind of push his way into the starting team and be our striker who grows up massively in overall, with Muniz going down to the bench. I think a decent striker indeed. Similar players, I feel like. One's Brazilian, one's French. Our new number 10, a weird number for a striker, but it might work for the 6'2" player here. Last signing, 2 incredible signings for season 3. So this is the team for season 3, as we have got now Bonny and also Jacobs here. I'm just going to quickly show you this Jacobs guy and why I had to just snatch him up quickly and push him out for a Wilby, and I think Aaron would agree why. If we just quickly go down here and find him, potential to be special, rotational, age 16, 79 overall. I mean, he could potentially be the world's best player one day. He could be the next Messi, but Belgium, of course. Next, Lamine Yamal. I mean, we've got competition in that region. Now, to clarify as well, ladies and gentlemen, we have also changed some of the coaches as well to try and get the better ones. So we have sacked some and brought some more 4 stars, as you can see. But as you can see right now, we have pretty much maxed out. Staff capacity is 0, so we are absolutely fine right there. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, you know the rules by now. We're going to simulate to the end of the season, and hopefully we'll get back some European competition and maybe push for the odd trophy in season 3. So here we have the end of the season. It looks like we're kicking off against Ipswich 2-0 right there. Happy days indeed. And it looks like we've got an FA Cup potential final against Birmingham City of all teams. And we finally win the FA Cup. And numerous times from the first season we took over, semi-finals, quarter-finals, we're doing fantastic. We're dominating. We're literally going undefeated at the end of the season. Crystal Palace 3-1. And we're going to end on a massive team in Manchester City. So let's see what the results are for this month, to be honest, and literally look at it. I mean, we haven't lost at all. This team has turned up something special. We've become the league, and we have come 3rd out of all positions. I was looking for probably top 5 at least, but I was not expecting 3rd. Potentially 2nd to Manchester City, but probably they're going to probably smack us here. But you can see why within the growth of the team. Jacobs is coming to the team. Quenda's gone up a little bit here. The team's not massively high rated overall, to be honest. So I'm expecting, and I was going to say, I literally just made a second team, to be honest, just in case if people want to rotate around before we simulate to the end of the season. And you can see with Bonnie there, he's gone up a little bit. But other than that, nothing massive. Even Bassie's like the whole range. So I'm a bit surprised, to be honest, that we're actually up here. And, well, yeah, something's going on with this team. I don't know. We've just battered City 3-0, which I don't know what's going on, but something's magical is happening with Fulham and Marco Silva. He's on a storm of a season, and we might have actually come second, and we've actually won a trophy. Of course we have. The FA Cup, and there's Carabao Cups on there as well, so I don't know why I'm actually surprised about actually winning the FA Cup. Like, I expected I didn't win one, but I think I was more surprised that there was 2 trophies, but it looks like the Carabao Cup's on there as well, so a double has been achieved. Bit of a spoiler there, but have we come second in the league though? We haven't. Chelsea have come second, but Champions League football has been secured. Obviously, of course, now we've already seen that we have won the actual Carabao Cup, but the FA Cup has been dominated there. Birmingham, fair play to get to the final. Same with Leicester, to be fair, semi-final, round of 6. Bristol, so we had quite an easy run in the FA Cup, it seems. Where we have 5-0 against Arsenal. I mean, we just seen there against Manchester City, we're beating 3-0, so we know we're capable of doing it. And then we just beating Fulham 1-0 to Spurs right there in the Carabao Cup, and then 3-0, 5-1 on aggregate to Aston Villa. Very nice indeed. Who is in the Champions League final? Oh, a German clash here, Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Very nice. Europa League final, it looks like Valencia's won on penalties, and Conference League, it's Galena versus Frankfurt. Surely Frankfurt is going to be the favourites there for that one indeed. But let's have a look at the outstanding players of the season and see who were the guys who really took this team to another level. And it goes to, of course, it goes to the young sensation in Mesut Jacobs here. The next big thing, 25 and 15. Could be player of the season. I mean, well, youngest player of the season, definitely for the Premier League. 17 has grown up massively. Probably still got the stars of potential to be special. Actually, the rotation was quite funny. Quenda as well, to be fair. So really the strikers, they've had a good season as well. But considering, as you can see, Rodrigo Muniz here, again, 19 goals. But Jan Bonny here, 22 and 19. I think that's enough for me. 15 and 17 in the Prem to push him to make him the starting striker. He's younger. He's got a high overall. It makes sense. Piero again. Smith Rowe, not the season he recently had, but only got 27 appearances, was a bit odd. So a lot of rotation between these two, which is nice. Yoshari there, I mean, 89 now, 14. What about the fullbacks? Have they had a good season again? Let's have a look. So I don't know if they have. I mean, I think we missed one. Indeed. So Fernandez didn't have the actual killer season he did, but he has got the overall a little bit higher. Let's have a look at the other individual in the left back row here in Robertson. He's only got 5, so okay. So that last season was a bit of a thrill seeker for both of the fullbacks. He had an absolutely wonderful season. But we have picked up a double this season, and we have finished 3rd in the Premier League. This team, I think next season now, we have had to look. There's probably put in this individual, which we're going to do, up in striker, and maybe perhaps just upgrading this defense a little bit. And I think we'll be pretty much ready to go. Maybe Smith Rowe with a new player there, perhaps. I don't know. They're getting the stats, but in terms of potential, we need someone to take us to the next level if we want to maybe contest for the Premier League. So maybe we can have a look at that department and the defensive. I think Sandra Burge, he's not too bad. I think the age of 29, maybe he can go to like an 84 and 85 if he has a good season. So I think he'd be fine. And obviously Bonnie being our striker now, probably the first team one. He's got to go up. He has to go up with them stats that he did. It will be as well. The rotation's looking nice within the team. It's been a good season. Very positive one indeed. 3rd with 2 trophies, Carabao Cup and FA Cup to our name. Happy days. Let's get into season 4. So here we have then in season 4. Is this potentially going to be the last season, or are we going to go into season 5? Coming off from season 3, we did fantastic, finishing 3rd in the league with 2 trophies to our name with the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. We have got a whopping budget of 148 million here, which is going to be very nice to play to improve his team to potentially go for some more trophies this season. We've only had one sale, and that was Andreas Piero. Wanted a bit of a change-up considering he is on the bench. Can see why. He was very good as a rotational cam and got a lot of game time, sometimes more than over Smith Rowe. But he wanted a change, so we got him for 16.5 million. Literally his market value. Couldn't get any more, so we agreed on that one right there. Now going on to the team here, in terms of improvements, you can see that I picked the centre back in Cam here, initiating that I want to find a new Cam. As much as Smith Rowe and now Harris and King have come back, we want to find someone that can take us to the next level and go for some higher trophies. Maybe the same with centre back as well, hence why I've dropped out Bassi, and Anderson will stay in that role right there. Other than that, I don't think we need to massively upgrade the team. It's looking very good. The midfield's very strong with Quinson, Jacobs, Burge and Yasharai here in the centre mids and wingers. It's looking decent indeed, and I feel like with that budget we should be absolutely fine as well. Going on to the objectives now, we can see that we have got the constant success, and they actually want us to reach the final in the Champions League. Our first season in this trophy, they want us to go for it all. Could do it, I'm not too sure. Probably the Premier League this season, but you never know, we could get it done. Domestic success, they actually want us to finish in Champions League spots, so they're expecting top 4. FA Cup, they want us to retrain that trophy right there, so we could actually potentially go for it again. Youth Fulham, because we're also more into the 4th season now, we're getting too far, and we've also got Jacobs as well, who we have signed. Probably going to dodge this one, ladies and gentlemen. Sign one crucial player, signed to the defence position. Should be absolutely fine there. We're winning for the same season, sign 3 crucial players, and make a profit of 106 million. I think we can definitely do that with the budget we have got. Over ado though, let's get into it, see if we can get some players for this team and take Fulham to the next level, better than last season. So we have decided to break the bank with an £80 million signing for whoever, one of the world's biggest talents in Arda Güler here from Real Madrid. The age of 22, overall of 85, he's potentially maybe leaving Real Madrid. And I feel like the way the Fulham is in real life, and Brahim Diaz coming through Real Madrid, and Jude Bellingham there, Luka Modric, Valverde, the list goes on. Is there room for this guy? He's actually linked with a Premier League move in real life, but with the Fulham as they are right now, I think this would be a really good opportunity to join to a team who is good already, but make it that world best team. That's what we want from this individual here in the Turkish cam in Arda Güler for 80 million. And with our final signing here, it was supposed to be 3 out of 3, but we went with a big budget again. He's at Sporting. He's another Portuguese centre-back, another Portuguese player joining this side. First Turkish, now Portuguese. In Goncalo Inácio here from Sporting. 85 overall, 25 years old, 55 million with Bassi, unfortunately, to make this deal over. It's about time this guy comes to the Premier League, and like I said, Arda Güler, how Fulham are in real life, in this career mode. Why not get this individual in? It's time to step up in the Premier League, but this time with Fulham. What 2 brilliant signings for season 4. So that will be the only signings left, as we've literally got, I believe, about 3 million left now with Fulham on just 2 signings. But they are 2 incredible signings, as you can see right here in Güler and Inácio right there. So it looks like a team that could go for the Premier League. I'm hoping so near the actual progress through the season. We grew up in overall and look very dominant indeed. Bonnie and Muniz rotating in the striker is going to be fantastic as well, but we're going to give Bonnie the actual starting striker, so hopefully he can grow up rapidly throughout the season. Other than that, there was not much left to do here. We had actually one more actual coach spot open up, which was ideal for the season, which we did get another 5-star, but as you can see in the top left corner, it is in red. No more open spaces for any more coaches to be hired. So now, ladies and gentlemen, all that's left to do, as per usual, is to get past this community shield. Hope you can win that, but most importantly, go for the lot. Can we do it in season 4? I'm not too sure. I reckon a good Champions League run would be nice. Maybe go for the FA Cup again. Premier League would be the dream. Let's see if I can do it though, and this team with Fulham in season 4. So here we have it then, the end of season 4, and as have me and Marco Silva done the business this season. 4-1 against Ipswich near the end, and it looks like we're going to finish off at Leicester away. Have we dominated the Premier League from coming 3rd last season though? And we're in a final in the Champions League, but of course it goes to the French Giants in Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, just look at the calendar. 3-1 against Manchester City as well. Chelsea 2-1. We've been undefeated, and oh my god, we absolutely battered it. What is that from Fulham? I mean we've only lost 3 games. Aston Villa 2nd, Liverpool 3rd. We've seen it with the calendar. We've just been absolutely dominant. I mean, that is ridiculous. Like 22 points clear. Can you get any better than that? I mean, I don't think we've had an actual scoreline recently, or a special on my channel where we've been that dominant in the Premier League. And to be fair, you can see why. Look at the growth within the team. It's not massive growth, but with the likes of Jacobs, Güler, Yashari, Quenda, Bonnie as well, I mean, it's a good team. Can we go for the home of undefeated potentially? And again, we get the win. I mean, that's ridiculous. I think it's like 93 or 94 points we have now won this season. And we haven't got a player of the season. Of course we have. But who does this go to? I'm going to say Ardu Gula. I mean, he's just coming to the team, it seems like, and just revolutionised his team. And it actually is them. I've guessed right. Could be going on for the Ballon d'Or of his first season here. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. But here we go, though. I didn't expect it to get it, like I said. I mean, I didn't expect it, to be honest, the Premier League. But we're in the Champions League final regardless. We've won the Premier League title. But before we get into this game, have we won any other trophies this season apart from the Premier League? So let's go into the Community Shield. And we lost that 3-2 to Manchester City. FA Cup and Brighton 2-0 against Ipswich. Fair play for Ipswich together and Brighton. Where did we come? Oh, we got knocked out by Brighton 3-2. Round 6. Alright, we're beating Arsenal away. So you can see why the resemblance with the actual Premier League. We're doing so well here. 2-0 against Burnley. Round 4. How do we get on there? Spurs. It was 2-2, but we won on penalties. Round 3 and 7-6 against Manchester United there. In terms of the Carabao Cup, did we do well there? And Chelsea beat Southampton. Where did we get knocked out here then? That's the question. Alright, fair enough. Our rivals 3-0 battered us 3-0 at our home ground. And as you can see, Champions League final here. How did we get on? So it looks like we brought it back, it looks like, against Manchester City at their home ground. 4-3 on aggregate. PSG dominated Borussia Dortmund there. 2-0 on the aggregate, 3-1 on the aggregate, sorry. 2-0 win against AC Milan, round of 16. And it looks like we beat Barcelona 5-4. So we're scraping through the Champions League, but we'll take it if the opportunity comes our way, which it has done. Could potentially be getting done in Season 4. Can this team step up and do a fairy tale here and win the Champions League for the first time ever in their club history, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But can we do it? These new signings, Ngula and Asosio, has obviously revolutionised this team to the next level. That's what their job was. But can we do it against PSG in the Champions League final? Let's get into it. So this team has to find all the odds with Marco Silva. But as me as assistant manager, we have also revolutionised this team to the next level. But can we get over the finishing line and get a double this season in the Premier League and the Champions League? That would be fantastic for Fulham. I mean, no one would expect that, especially in Season 4. I was expecting 5 or 6 seasons, but here we are. We've done fantastic. And here comes Jacobs here, the young lad running through. Jacobs cuts inside. Jacobs on number 20, and he tries to go for the top right corner. But he pushes it wide. One of the world's best talents up there with Lamine Yamal. Skies it in the top right hand. Unlucky. Good chance though for Fulham. It looks like our wingers are where the danger's at, but this individual now, Yashara as well, 91, doing a bit. But Wendo here. Just going to pull it back to him. Different formation, is working a treat. See Robinson's up as well. Hopefully he's got more assists this season. Going to the back post there to Goulart, but probably not the best man to go for the crossing. Really needs Sesko there. A player we're very familiarised with on my channel. Robinson into shake-ups, twisting and turning the Belgium here, kind of like a bit of a prime Eden Hazard back in the day. Trying to release Bonnie there, and Bonnie does get a touchdown. Bonnie could get the shot off here. It's a good save from Donnarumma. What a save, and what a shot from Bonnie as well. Not the highest rated striker we've had, only about the 84-85 region. And with the league table in the Premier League, 22-24 points clear. It's obviously done the job. A good ball into the box there. We'll go back out wide. Back post could be on there. It's going up with potentially Anderson. As it towards Donnarumma. And the captain, unlucky there. Been in this team since day one. We had faith in him, and he's also doing the bits within the league. Kobe Mainu here. Obviously had enough of. Look at that look. Doing like 3 players. Couldn't even get onto the topic there, but obviously Kobe Mainu getting a bit annoyed with Man United, so he's gone to PSG. Cut inside from Quenda there. Good touch from Bonnie. Can he get the shot off early? And he does. Before getting challenged, the Italian then go Donnarumma with another save. 2 shots on target now for our striker. We've been dominant. We're very good on the ball as well. We're going to give it to Gula. Oh, they could pick the better ball here, and he has a deed, I think. And it could be another corner, and it will be. We want really a right-footed player here, so I'm going to put it on Fernandez, the fullback. Hopefully he can deliver a bit of a better ball here, and it's a good ball, and it's going to the back post. And they could fall down to Jacobs here. Jacobs could get a half turn. He does get the turn, but he just doesn't get it off. He does retain possession for Fulham still. Quenda here. Martin got it all up with his feet. Bonnie twisted and turning. Good play ball and nearly through the gap there. So unfortunate. Good play, good idea, but just couldn't execute it. Gets intercepted. Meaning. And Sesko. PSG finally bouncing back here, looking a bit more threatening inside there. Just fantastic, but does fall to Sesko still though. Sesko with a shot. And Tratford, who doesn't get spoken enough in this Fulham career mode. Again, not really the most highest rated player. It's a bit strange how we've done so well in the Premier League. And our overalls ain't massive, except from like the other 3 or 4 players. Counter-attack here. Jacobs getting tugged back there, ref. I thought that could have been at least an advantage before the break. And Boast as well. And now we could get something here. In Quenda. Getting a bit of speed here on this wing. And he could go all the way here. Quenda could go forward all the way, and he does! The number 7. I did say we had more Portuguese when we got inside still. We got this individual here who has just slipped it into the bottom left-hand corner. A lot of players from the Portuguese league have come into Fulham. Also the link up with Marco Silva, being a Portuguese manager himself, has worked wonders. We took it close. We just propped it into the bottom left-hand corner. You're not going to get close to that. He probably should have read it, Donnarumma. But with the quality of the number 7, he's lifted it over the keeper's hands and the foot. And it slips it in to put Fulham in the lead just before the break. Gentlemen, 2 changes and Smith Rowe comes on the pitch. And also King for Burge. I want a bit more technical player in the middle for being on the loans. He's come back as a decent little individual, I feel like. And that's why he's going to get started in this Champions League final right now. The goal scorer here, Quenda, giving it in to Bonnie there. Could give it into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, potential touch by Scalvini, the Italian, does fantastic. Made it to Vitinha there. Vitinha into O'Reilly. O'Reilly into Sesko. Back into O'Reilly. Back out left there to Lee Can in. Ben White of all bloody people. Good mix in the box there. And Martin has to go up for it. It falls to Maney there. And well done. What a bit of defence in there. And that can now lead to a potential attack for this team. Bonnie, just trying to get past one more individual there, but it's going to scare the retains possession for PSG as well. But now goes on the attack himself. Over the belts there, can't get up for it. It's a head down. Ralston does well. And King, what a pass that is. That's why he's on this pitch. And can he release Boney now? He doesn't. It's a good, instead, a good pass to Quenda. Smith Rowe is in the middle. Smith Rowe, fantastic bit of footwork into Bonnie and tries to go for the bottom right corner. Smith Rowe could have gone his own, but the ball just got underneath his feet, I feel like. And Barcola, probably their best player for PSG, is finally getting subbed on. I don't know why he's not been starting, but only a 1 goal in this final. It could be 2 or 3 for Fulham at this rate. He's so comfortable on the ball. I feel like it's me not taking as many good chances here. Sesko twisting and turning there. That could have been a foul, and the centre-back has been brought out. And now Sesko could go across into Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu down to his feet, and again, it's him again there. And Sidesfield doing fantastic. He can't get that out though. Into Kobe Mainu, into Sesko, and it's 1-1 just like that. PSG was knocking there, and the number 23 does well. Ryan Sessegnon for Fernandes. I know it's on the opposite wing, and we need fresh legs. But Sesko there, the former Leipzig striker, hits the finishing blow to make it 1-1 in this final. Now it's got interesting. So can we retaliate back here? Can we do it? Jacobs, good turn there. A little bit of play, a little bit of tiki-taka football here. So many options. Good pass there from King. Go for 1-2, but it gets done out, and Bonnie's got a chance here. Bonnie could get the finish here. It's a good save from Donnarumma. It's a lot of chances today, this striker, but just hasn't converted, unfortunately. Into Sesko. Does well into Mainu, and Mainu now goes out wide to called a scaler. Another mega star for PSG this season. A good block there from the Portuguese centre-back. Muniz is going to come on for Bonnie here. I think it's a wise choice. I'm going to get number 7 up as well. Well done from a nice today. He could be man of the match today, I feel like. Quenda's going to come on for Anderson. I feel like a bit of fresh legs at the back is what is needed. Going to the mixer there. And good clearance. Trafford actually did come out. Good ball to the box. We've got to get it out. Ooh, just get the ball out. That's alright. Good pass there. Smith Rowe does want the ball, but it does get blocked, unfortunately. Doy now. The Barcola. Well done. Oh, that could be a foul. And Sesko has got a gap there, and Trafford has to force a save. And PSG looking for the winner late on is not ideal. Scaler. Well done from Quenda there. Fantastic. Get it to extra time, I feel like, because they are really knocking PSG. Out we go. And it goes out wide to Jacobs. Not the best touch from him, though. Can we hold it out? And it will be. Well, looks like we're going to go to extra time. I was hoping to get a better touch out from the Belgium and Jacobs there. He could have got a good touch and ran right through him, go on a counter-attack. But it just wasn't meant to be. PSG getting a go back to make this game go to extra time. 1-1 in this final. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the basics. It looks like Traore is going to come on for Quenda. He's had a good game, but he is knackered, and we need that strength and power and strength and speed with Traore. So hopefully he can be a bit of an impact sub coming on for Fulham like it was in Season 1 and early Season 2. Just got to ride this storm at the moment. PSG being the better team now. We have got a weaker side out due to tired legs. But can Fulham find that desire like they have in the Premier League to keep pushing forward here? Nunes making a run. The original striker for this team. And Nunes could try and run through there. Nunes going all the way and he drags it wide. Rodrigo Nunes. Luis Enrique looking on. That could have been it. Number 9 drags it wide. A good run and a great ball from Smith Rowe. Wasn't enough O'Reilly. Oh, mistake getting Traore. That is enough. Just push him out of play. Guard with all that. Try and get off that there. Well in from King, but no one's on the end of it, unfortunately. Good play this. And Barcola running through. Barcola, unbelievable. And Barcola has potentially won it for PSG. An unbelievable solo run from their main man. Fulham need to bounce back now. So is that going to be it? Is that going to be it indeed? Can Fulham find something in the last 15 to 20 minutes of this game? It's looking bleak, but you never know. We've got to keep fighting on. So here we have the no changes. We're pretty much out now. But can we do it? Rodrigo Mendes needs an overlapping run. We can't get it from Traore. Pull there from Traore. Needs to be a little bit better there. Does well there. Sessegnon keeps it in. Well played. There's a ball down line there. What a ball that is. And Smith Rowe gets past the defence and it's in! And Fulham are back! And it's Smith Rowe with an unbelievable goal to make it 2-2 in this final. Fair play to Ryan Sessegnon to keep that ball in, and I think PSG just fell asleep after that. Traore and some other individuals done fantastic, and you can see the defence, they're knackered. We've got to keep going. Take advantage of it. Well done from Smith Rowe. 2-2. What's the final this is turning to be? But can we keep going now? That's the question. Doy there. PSG don't look that intimidating anymore. They look like they're shivering down their spines. They're coming again here though. Barcola, watch him. Well done from Robertson. Fantastic. Good pass there into Jacobs. Needs an option. Gonna try and run it. Does fantastic. Out wide. Keeping the ball here. Needs some runs though. Needs some runners. Gonna get back to Jacobs. Jacobs running down this wing here. Jacobs. There's a ball across the box. It's gonna go in. It's in. What's the defence doing?
What are you doing, man?
I can't believe it. I'm in disbelief. What's going on with their defence? They just stood still. They're like statues. And Smith Rowe. Just like that. We've done it. I am gobsmacked. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, We have won the Champions League final with Fulham. In one of the most craziest finals I have ever had on my channel. 105th from Barcola, 111th from Smith Rowe, and then 120th, the last kick of the game. We go on to win it. We're pretty much the basic team we took over from season 1 there. If you're wondering why I'm not so... I am cheerful, but not as much, because I'm so surprised at their defence. It just stood still. I mean, they looked tired, very tired in that last second extra half there. But not to just, I feel like, give up. But they just went and let Jacobs... I mean, he's an unbelievable player. I mean, maybe because he's so rapid, it just bounced past him really quick. I don't know. Put him off guard. Maybe expected me to cut back, I suppose. But Smith Rowe just slips his way through. And it should be our centre-back lifting this. But the substitution in Kwenda there will lift it for him instead. And we have confirmed to this challenge to be completed. What a final. We continue on. So what a final indeed. 3-2. I mean, from the we're literally taking the lead and then the equalise and then we go behind and then we come back in unbelievable style in extra time. 3-2. What a final indeed. Now, I'm still in disbelief. Honestly, I can't keep repeating it, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what was happening with PSG's defence there? I mean, I really expected penalty shootouts, which I wasn't looking forward to. I mean, that would have been sod's law considering we worked so hard to bring that back. But it is what it is. The game's the game. We won the final. That's up to their defence to be better. PSG once again have bottled the Champions League. But who was the outstanding player this season? Well, I think we know who it's going to be. And bam, 48 goals for Gula. Gone by +7, 15 assists. I mean, this striker's strange. He's very strange. I mean, 34, but he's only an 84 overall. I mean, with stats like that, that's like Lewandowski's kind of vibe, Harry Kane, Haaland's kind of vibe there. I mean, but he's an 84 and he did it on his debut season. Fantastic. Jacobs here, you expect him to do fantastic. Kwenda, Burge did well. Yoshari, fantastic indeed. Unfortunately, though, I think our other striker in Muniz, yeah, he didn't get many games. He really did. I was hoping these two would be rotating, but they also didn't do well. He could have been the Champions League winner, the only goal he scored this season, but he also did miss out on that one, unfortunately. But he still did fantastic throughout this whole rebuild, so you got to give him credit due. Smith Rowe was the hero of the Champions League, only scoring 3 goals, but 2 come from the final. Fair play to him for Emil Smith Rowe. A moment for him to definitely remember. Fernandez as well, not really in terms of actually assists from the previous seasons from our both fullbacks. Was it a good season? It was just more, I feel like, these two, well actually these 3, they were just absolutely ridiculous. And Gula could be the signing of all time. I mean, he's just coming to the team, gone up by +7, and 48 and 15, probably going to win the Ballon d'Or with the Premier League and Champions League title, to his own 10 goals in the Champions League, and the camera is ridiculous. I'm glad I upgraded that, because we definitely would be going into season 5 if we could not have that player in our team. Now, to finish up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a look at my career stats, and as you can see, 1 club, 1 league title, domestic success, 2 continental, 1 with your main man, Marco Silva. Our biggest win, 6-1 against Arsenal right there, so that's a bit intriguing. I expect it to be a bit of a lower team, but we've seen it in my previous rebuilds. It does happen, and you've seen it on the calendar. We've been beating teams like Manchester City away, AC Milan, God knows. Biggest defeat 3-0 against Crystal Palace, biggest regular transfer we all know that's Gula, and our total earnings 10 million. 182 played, 170 wins, 28 draws, and only 37 losses with Marco Silva, with me as his assistant manager. A very fun revelation. I'm just going to leave it on screen now, the final team, so you can see it. Oh, not that one, sorry. Well, I suppose I could have showed that one, but we're just going to go on the team management. But I'm just going to show you here. Here is the final team. Very good indeed. These two were fantastic. You've seen how good this individual was in the final. Ridiculous. Gula didn't really show up as much. All eyes was on this individual right here in Smith Rowe. But regards to that, everyone played their part and was fantastic indeed. To secure this rebuild to be completed as mentioned before. So if you did like this video, ladies and gentlemen, and want to see more specials like this, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.